Okay, everyone. So it's 4:30 p.m. here in Japan. So we're here for the afternoon, the PM session of the JUC mini presentation. So welcome. If you are new to this and maybe you are not aware of who the JUC are, we are the Japan University Consortium. We currently have 16 member universities. And our hope is to increase visibility of studying in Japan and get rid of some of those myths that you need Japanese to come and study here. So today is a prelude to a fair, which is tomorrow. So please feel free to pop in our booths tomorrow. We again have an AM and a PM session where each university will have their own Zoom link. So you can go in there, ask some questions to admission reps, to faculty, ask what's required for application, for scholarships, deadlines and things like that. So please save the link here for the fair that will be starting tomorrow. For today, we are on the PM session, so mini presentations. We're running a strict schedule, so each university will have 10 minutes. Just to give you a brief introduction to who we are, hopefully ignite some passion for you to come and join us tomorrow. We will start with NUCB, then off to Ritsumeikan University, and then finishing up later this evening through to ICU and Hiroshima University. So we are going to kick off things with a brief introduction about perhaps why you should consider Japan as a study destination. First of all, we talk about money. So the cost of tuition certainly is an enticing thing for students to consider. We like to split universities into basically three groups. So the majority of universities in Japan are private, with the conversion rate at the moment, the US dollar, it's around 7,000 to 8,000 US dollars per year for that. There are then the national schools. National schools are half of the price of the private schools. And then we also have a few American schools here, such as Temple University Japan campus and Lakeland. And their tuition is also similar to private universities, maybe a little bit higher depending on the program as well. So best just to ask them, but you can also talk about things like FAFSA and things like that. In line with the tuition is obviously scholarships. Japan is doing its best to try and attract talent to this country. So plenty of scholarships on offer from Japan's government itself. You can speak to perhaps your local embassy there. Also from the universities, whether that's a thing like a reduction on the tuition, maybe it's a reduction on the rent or living costs, etc., etc. Again, you can ask the universities about that, as well as post-entrance. So once you enter the university, you'll find there are local governments, local companies, again, university scholarships available, typically merit-based, but again, they can be combined and really help students to come and study here. Crime rate is absolutely one of my favorite things of living in Japan. I love the fact that I don't have to worry about, dropping my wallet on the floor, because 9 times out of 10, it will come back. So that's quite a nice peace of mind to have for living here. The goal of the JUC, this University Consortium group, is to showcase the abundance of options available. So not just major, where you can study entirely in English, from business to the sciences to engineering, but also location. So we have places in Tokyo, in Osaka, Okayama, Beppu, the islands. There's something for everyone depending on what kind of location and major that you're looking for. Language and the opportunity to learn more about the culture here, I'm sure is built into all the universities in Japan, certainly within the JUC. So let me just stress that the programs offered are in English. And if you would like to learn Japanese, you have plenty of opportunities to do that, as well as learn about the culture of this beautiful country as well. We're all pretty good universities, I can say. So your degree, if you do come and study here, is world recognized, depending on your future goal. If you wanted to stay here or not, perhaps do a master's degree in another country or seek employment, you don't have to worry about, the recognition of your degree here in Japan. One of my favorite things for my students is actually the part-time work availability. It's very straightforward in Japan. Once students land, you can get a stamp in your passport. So on the student visa, you can work 28 hours per week and actually up to 40 hours in the long-term break. So a lot of opportunities to get some experience and contribute perhaps to your living costs. And then finally, we talk a little bit about health insurance because it's quite a common question that we get. Students are required to pay around $10 to $15 per month, and that would cover 70% of any future costs that could be incurred. So we're going to head off to the university presentations now, so 10 minutes. Please feel free to put your questions in the Q&A, but remember, this is just a prelude for you to come and join us in the virtual fair tomorrow. So let me introduce myself. My name is Freddie Mason. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions here at NUCB. We are a private institute. Next year will be our 70th anniversary as a university. You can see that we are run under an educational group here, originally founded in 1935. We have a high school for the IB diploma this year, opening a brand new boarding school. We became officially a university campus in 1953. We have over 3,000 students here across 2 campuses. And then we also offer the business school, so the Master of Business Administration as well, for those that are thinking of that perhaps in the future. But my focus today is on the English programs offered at the undergraduate level. But if you have questions, certainly feel free to drop into the booth and I'll do my best to answer them for any of the other options that we have at NUCB. So at the undergraduate level, we offer 3 types of degrees. So business administration, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts. For those that would like to study entirely in English, that requires no Japanese whatsoever, open to all nationalities, that would fall under the global BBA. In terms of our recognition and perhaps why you should consider NUCB, we recently became triple accredited. We call that the Triple Crown. Actually, there's only 111 schools to date that have that. It's extremely hard to get. We're the only school in Japan to date that has that. And in short, we don't have so long today, but they are the ones that set our standards of education. So very strict international standards of education that are reaccredited every few years. So this is your assurance of the quality of your degree. So your return on investment for the quality of your education. And you can see each accreditation body here, the UK, the US, Europe, will look for different things, curriculum, education, research, and hopefully that comes across as I present to you today. You'll also see that our MBA and executive MBA is very highly ranked, #1 in Japan, top 16, top 18, Asia Pacific, QS and Financial Times. We have a pretty strong faculty. Over 70% have a PhD. You can also see some of the institutes where they have taken their final education. And more importantly, as a business school, over 50% are practitioners. So they've got significant work experience to add to your classroom. Location-wise, we are in Aichi Prefecture, in the middle of Japan. It's a lovely city. I've lived here for about 10 years myself now. Known for its transportation, so you can head off to Kyoto to Osaka on the weekends quite easily by the famous Japanese bullet train. It's a medium-sized city. It has everything that you actually need, and a very beautiful city, lots of nature surrounding us as well. This is our main campus, 1.5 times Tokyo Disneyland. It's a beautiful green campus. We are also very lucky to have the brand new Ghibli theme park. So if you're a fan of anime, things like that, that's just 5 minutes from our campus. In terms of our facilities, I like to showcase just how modern we are to give you a glimpse of what it would look like on campus. You can see some facilities here, certainly the classroom, top middle. We have a fantastic 7-Eleven convenience store on campus as well. You can see some of the buildings here, as well as the transportation for students, taking them to the local train stations, as well as the dormitories. We have plenty of clubs and circles on offer, not just sports, but I'm very happy to know that a lot of our international students are taking part in these, including things like American football, the art club, traditional Japanese sort of clubs. So, you know, the archery, the kudo. So it's a very nice way to you know, spend your time on campus and take advantage of all the facilities that we have. As of now, we have 55 nationalities at the bachelor level, so 273 international students. We're very diverse. You can see that we have students from all over the world, from Uganda, Indonesia, France, the UK. Yeah, it's something that we are very, very proud of at NUCB. So the Global BBA, for those that are interested in business administration, it's a 4-year degree. I will stress again that no Japanese is required. You can see on the right-hand side some of the opportunities for you, certainly things like your internships, your exchange programs, perhaps double degree. It's very flexible in terms of how you would like to lay your 4 years out. We also have a very unique winter break, which is from January to April. We get a lot of wows when I tell that to students and families. So a lot of time off for students to focus on, you know, extracurricular, language learning, or, you know, reconnecting with their friends and families as well. One thing that I would like all participants today to really take home is that we are 100% case study. It's very different to perhaps what you may have seen or heard, or what you may think of a university may be. We have an average class size of 50 students, and solely we're using cases. So learning from what these companies have done in the past, and then discussing as a group with students from all over the world. So there's no lectures at NUCB, there's no final exams, there's a lot of group work, a lot of participation. And actually students typically have one class per day that lasts 200 minutes. And then one class will last for 7 weeks. So we work on something called the term system. If that intrigues you, please pop into the booth tomorrow and I can tell you a lot more about it. You can see here the curriculum. It is a fixed curriculum. So you would study all of the courses that you see here, ranging from marketing and management, human resources, finance, etc., etc. Okay, so you can maybe take a quick screenshot there, or if you are joining from the recordings, that's a lot easier for you as well. Lots of activities off campus for you, cultural enrichment, volunteering as well. Those that want to do the exchange, we have 120 partner schools across the world. We have various scholarships available for this as well. You can spend up to 2 years of your degree through the partner system. Places like Monash in Australia, Bocconi in Italy, Lancaster, UK, McMaster in Canada, for example. We also have the double degree option if you want to get 2 diplomas and actually graduate in either France, Ireland, or Taiwan. We have a pretty good success rate of employability, over 98%. You can see some of the companies here. And then tuition and fees. I mentioned before the current US dollar is pretty strong against the yen. So 4-year total for tuition is $33,500 US dollars roughly. So tuition is split every year, 2 times in the fall and the spring. And obviously that's before any scholarships. The monthly living costs with your rent, your food, your daily expenses, we estimate around $7,000 to $8,000 US dollars per year. We have over 600 rooms available, university-owned property, private 1-bedroom, male only, female only. This is one of our popular dormitories that is a little bit closer to downtown Nagoya as well. Average rent of 20,000 to 30,000 Japanese yen. Application is very straightforward. It's entirely online. We have rolling apps, so every month there's an opportunity to apply. All nationalities are welcome, and English proficiency, there's actually a number of ways that you can showcase that to us. Holistic means that we are evaluating your entire application, so not setting any GPA, any IB high level requirements, streams in your CBSE, etc., etc. You do have to submit essays, letter recommendations, etc., and I can run through that at the booth tomorrow if you are able to join us. Applications are still going for spring and fall. And then finally, in my last 30 seconds, plenty of scholarships available, including things like a MacBook Air, IB diploma scholarship, tuition reduction, rent reduction, and then post-entrance from local governments, JASO, etc., etc. So my time is up. I just want to quickly give you some contact information and hope that you follow us on Instagram. So thank you very much. Okay, and I will pass the mic on to the next presenter, please, which will be Raina at Ritsumeikan.
Hi there, thank you very much, everybody. So, me a moment here, get my screen shared. I think we should be good. Okay, great. Well, yeah, hello. My name is Rainer, and I'm from the International Admissions Office at Ritsumeikan University. And yeah, today I'm excited to go over a few main points regarding the university and our English medium undergraduate programs. If you have any questions, of course, you can throw them into the Q&A box, and I'll do my best to answer them after the talk. So yeah, some key stats. Founded in 1900, we are a long-established comprehensive private university. We boast 16 colleges and 21 graduate schools across 4 campuses. We offer a wide range of academic disciplines. We have 5 English medium undergraduate programs, which I'll get to shortly. We have over 36,000 students, giving us one of the largest student bodies in Japan. Among that, we have over 2,700 international students. In line with that, we also have a large number of foreign faculty members. We attach great importance to our links with our partner universities and institutions worldwide. Among the 463 institutions, we have exchange programs with around 150 of them. So, coming to Japan could already be your overseas experience, but if you want, you can take that even further. So where are we located? We have 3 main campuses that offer undergraduate programs, one in Kyoto, one in Osaka, and one in Shiga. These are all in the center of Western Japan. This area is called Kansai. It's really easy to hop between city to city in the Kansai region, and each one has its own unique atmosphere. I've been here in Kansai for 9 years now, and I'll say it's a great place to live, and I think it's a great place for students too. Let's jump in a little bit further though and take a look at our campuses. This is our Kinugasa campus in Kyoto. It's our oldest campus. Of the colleges located here, International Relations offers programs conducted entirely in English. Next to Kyoto, we have Shiga, and in Shiga we have the Biwako Kusatsu campus. If you've ever looked at like a map of Japan and you see like a big lake kind of in the middle-ish, that's where Shiga is, by the way. But of the colleges located here, Information Science and Engineering offers a program conducted entirely in English. But I do need to point out that from April 2024, this will be relocating to our newest campus, the Osaka Ibaraki campus. It's kind of located kind of right in between Kyoto and Osaka city centers, or the central station, so you get good access to both cities. Of the colleges located here, Policy Science and Global Liberal Arts offer programs conducted entirely in English. I'll touch on student life very quickly here. There are over 400 clubs and circles across all of our campuses. And so they create a great opportunity for you to, continue old hobbies, explore new ones, and hopefully make some friends and kind of integrate into the local community along the way. We have international student dorms, both on and off campus, and they create a great opportunity for you to get your first foothold when you come into Japan. Here you can see a list of some of the major companies and graduate schools that students in our English medium undergraduate programs have moved on to after graduation. Our graduates are playing active parts all around the globe. So I'll touch a little bit on our program offerings. We have 5 English medium undergraduate programs. These are all 4-year full-time programs. One unique thing among our programs is our collaborative degree programs, where you can earn a degree from both us and from a leading university overseas in Australia or the USA. We also have 3 single degree programs where you can earn a degree just from Ritsumeikan University. These all have their own unique traits too, but today I'll be concentrating on the collaborative degree programs, and if you would like to learn about the single degree programs, I would love to talk to you tomorrow in the booths. So starting off, the College of Global Liberal Arts, we call it GLA for short. It was created in collaboration with the Australian National University. This is a world-leading university ranked #1 in Australia and 27th in the world in the QS World University Rankings of 2022. To put it about as short as I could, it's 4 years spanning 2 countries. You get 2 degrees all in one program. For a bit more detail, you can see that here, but you can graduate with a Bachelor of Global Liberal Arts from Ritsumeikan University and a Bachelor of Asia-Pacific Affairs from the Australian National University. This program offers both April and September enrollment, and it is located at our Osaka Ibaraki campus, well in Japan. It's a total of 3 years at Ritsumeikan University in Japan and 1 year at ANU in Australia, but from the 2nd year onwards, half of the courses are offered by ANU. So this isn't simply an exchange program. You are a full-time student of both institutions. Here you can see the schedule for September enrollment, but it does vary a little bit for April. I would also like to talk about our joint degree program with American University. We call this the JD program for short, but this is the first ever joint degree undergraduate program between the US and Japan. So in this program, students can earn 1 jointly conferred bachelor's degree in global international relations, making them a degree holder of both institutions. It has April enrollment only for those who enroll through Ritsumeikan University. And while in Japan, you'll be at our Kinugasa campus in Kyoto. Here you can see an overview of the study schedule, but basically if you enroll through us, April enrollment only, you finish and end in Japan, but 2 years Kyoto, 2 years at American University in Washington, DC. And it's a great way to study international relations internationally and experience university life in both countries. That's the quick overview of our collaborative degree programs. I would love to tell you more about the single degree programs. So if you would like to know more, please feel welcome to drop by our booth tomorrow. In the meantime, I'll touch a little bit on some key admissions features. Our application is completed fully online. That includes interviews. Nothing has to be submitted by post at the time of application. These are English medium undergraduate programs. So as you will hear a lot today, no Japanese proficiency is required for admissions, but of course there is support for learning Japanese once you are here. Also, we offer multiple application periods. Here you can see a quick overview of the screening process. It does vary a little bit, as you can see across our programs, but generally there's first a document screening for those who pass. There's an interview stage. After that, you can get your final result. For our information, system science, and engineering course, there's just the single stage there. Quite often people do ask if there are any SAT requirements, standardized test requirements, and SAT submission is optional. There are no minimum score requirements, no subject requirements. It is a holistic assessment of the student and the application, everything they submit. We're talking transcripts, essays, interviews if they get to that stage. It is a holistic assessment of the application. We are drawing close to the next application period for 3 of our programs. I'll show you this very quickly, actually, from our website. I'll link this later, but this is our admissions overview. It's a 2-side sheet, but it's great for keeping track of application periods. For Global Liberal Arts, GLA, which I talked about, December 7th is the next application period, but we also have that for our Global Studies major and for the, the Community and Regional Policy Studies major right there too. Just as I wrap up here, I think I've got about 1 minute left. I will point out that we do have a tuition reduction scholarship for international students. If you will hold a student visa while studying here, you're eligible, and the application is built right into the application form. So it's very easy to sign up for, and students are granted at least a 20% reduction, and it can scale up depending on the admissions result. But yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for their time today. I hope to see you in the booth tomorrow, but if I don't, then you can also get our contact information right here. But yeah, thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the fair. I'll pass things back to Freddie. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Raina. That's perfectly timed there. So we are swiftly moving on to one of the American schools here in Japan. Kelly will be introducing Temple University Japan campus, please.
Thank you very much, Freddie. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Kelly. I represent Temple University Japan campus, TUJ for short. I and my colleague, we will be here or online virtually tomorrow as well. So we hope to see all of you there too. All right. For those of you who don't know us, we are part of the big family of Temple University. Temple University's main campus is in Philadelphia on the east coast of the U.S. The second campus is in Rome, Italy. And then our third campus is here in Tokyo, Japan. It is possible to go to all 3 campuses. It's also possible to come to Tokyo for all 4 years and earn your U.S. bachelor's degree here. And of course, we do take transfer students. Here is a nice map to show you an idea of the geography as well. We also have several study abroad programs around the world, so you really are getting that global option. I want to talk a little bit about food, and I know I did this to my colleagues in the morning as well, but who doesn't like food? So let's talk a little bit about the essence and the umami of Japanese food. That's what makes Japanese food so good, is the flavor. And what amazes me is that they can put so little seasoning on something and draw out all of the beauty and the amazingness, if you can call it that, of the food itself. You know, whether it's from katsu to ramen to sushi, it really is amazing how simple something is, how small it can be, but it drives a big punch. Similar with us, because, you know, we are a very small school. There's only 1,800 of us on our campus of our students, but it still draws a big punch because students are getting so much out of all of the opportunities they receive here at TUJ. One of it being that it's an American degree. It is world recognized. We are fully accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education in the U.S. So it is American accreditation. You are expected to do a lot of reading and writing. You will be expected to talk in class and share your opinions. And I tell students that, you know, this is all a challenge, and that's a good thing. You're paying for that challenge. You want to be challenged and prepared for the real world and for a future career wherever you go. We are located on the west side of Tokyo, very close to Shibuya Station, only about 7 minutes away. And if you notice here, the train system in Japan in general is excellent. I think Freddie touched upon that as well in his intro. So it really is a great place to live in general. For us, we're on the west side of Tokyo, 7 minutes away near a train station called Sangenjaya. It's a very, very quick trip from the station over here. Right across from us is our partner school, Showa Women's University. So we do collaborate a lot with them as well. And of course, let's talk about selection of choices. So that wonderful bento box that everyone loves. If you haven't had one, put that on your list because you know you're going to want to eat one as soon as you get into Japan. What I love about bentos is that there's so many different options and nutritious value and options included as well. So in that small little box, we have so many options for you here at TUJ. We have 10 majors. That seems very small, but that is quite a comprehensive list, especially for a liberal arts program in Japan. Most popular major is international business studies, international affairs, art, as well as Asian studies, psychological studies, communication studies, which has film production. And what's becoming more popular as well is our computer science program. It is a 3+1 program where you spend the first 3 years in Tokyo, followed by our final year in our main campus in Philadelphia. We have a Fly to Philly program where you can go to Philadelphia for a short term and pay the Japan rate, which I'll get at in a bit. Okay. We do have several exchange programs, so credit exchange programs. If you are proficient in Japanese, you can take a class at one of our partnered schools in Japanese. We also have many transfer options, whether you're carrying AP credits, IB credits, or even college credits already. We will consider that and bring you in. The boot camp I'll get at in a bit. All right, let's talk about the cost efficiency. What makes things so awesome? Why do students like to get, the most for their dollar here, and how do they do that? So number one thing to note is that it is an American institute in Japan, as my colleagues have mentioned, and as you will notice too, is that tuition in general in Japan for schools is relatively affordable, and it's not because they're cheap in a bad way, it's cheap in a good way, in a culturally good way. Whereas in the US, tuition keeps climbing and climbing. Japan has really done its best to keep tuition as low and affordable as possible without raising extra expenses at the cost of students. Because we are an American institute, we do offer financial aid for anyone with US citizenship. If you are not a US citizen, if you're not a US citizen, do not worry. We have merit-based scholarships that's based on how well you're doing in school right now or in previous times, regardless of your nationality. As you can see in this quick graphic, TUJ tuition is quite affordable. It's actually lower than this right now because of the current exchange rate. Right now, it's at $12,000 US a year compared to $27,000 out of state for a US university and a private university on the very low end. We do have merit-based scholarships, as I mentioned, so it's all based on how well you do in school now. And of course, we have career prep. We don't want to just give you your diploma and say, bye, good luck. We want to make sure that you are fully equipped with all of the tools and skills necessary to thrive and survive. Right now, our employment rate is around a 94.7%. We have worked really hard and our students work really hard for that. To support them, we have resume writing. We have a Japanese language boot camp where it's an intensive language study in Japanese. So students are being prepped on how to interview in Japanese, how to write their resumes in Japanese as well. Of course, for our students who are fully fluent in Japanese, they are given preparations on how to interview in general, how to write their resumes. And of course, we have internships for all of our students and help them with job hunting. Because it's an American institute in Japan, emphasis on in Japan, we want to make sure you have fun in Japan. So our Office of Student Services and Engagement organizes so many activities, not just in Tokyo, but all over the world. All over Tokyo and Japan. So it really is a fun place for you to be. We have so many clubs that are student run as well. It's all based on student interest. Some of the most popular sports clubs include our futsal club, volleyball, basketball, fishing club, which is kind of cool. The most popular club, which I don't have a picture of, is our coffee club. They got the university to buy them a coffee maker, and all they do is give out free coffee. Genius move right there. All right. If you're applying to TUJ, it's like applying to any university. As you see in my among my colleagues as well. Just make sure you read all of the details because there are some little caveats that might be a little different. You can contact us directly if you have any questions. If you are a non-native English speaker, you will have to submit a TOEFL, IELTS, PTE, or Duolingo score. Okay, and you can catch us on the road if you want to see any webinars or virtual sessions, or actually in person. We are traveling, so do connect with us. That's me and my team. You see, we're a nice bunch. We do encourage you to contact us directly if you have any questions. All right, feel free to connect with us. We do have a high school summer program as well. And that's our email address. We'll be there tomorrow too. See you then. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kelly. That was excellent. Thank you very much. We are going to move on to Tohoku University, and Derek Mott is going to take over. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you very much. That was a great talk, Kelly. I was really happy to see that. It was very, very interesting. I'm just going to get my presentation all set up here. All right, there we go. Okay. Hello, my name is Derek Mott, and I'm a representative from Tohoku University. I work in the Global Learning Center. But today, I just want to talk to you, give you a brief introduction to our university, where we are, what type of programs we offer. I'll talk a little bit about the area of Sendai, our learning environment. Just give you a brief introduction. For more in-depth information, I hope you'll join us tomorrow at our booth for the morning or afternoon session, where we can give you a lot more information about how much it costs to go to school here, the differences between our undergraduate and graduate degree programs, and some of those specific details. So before I start, always remember you can ask questions in the Q&A panel, and I'll try to get to those after my talk. But as I said before, my name is Derek Mott. I work here at Tohoku University in the Global Learning Center, specifically for the Future Global Leadership Program, and I'll talk about what that is a little bit later. But my specialty is chemistry, and I've worked in the area of material science and nanotechnology for most of my career. I'm a specially appointed associate professor now working in this area. Also today, you might find Professor Watanabe in the audience. Her specialty is in the geosciences, but she's the FGL program coordinator and a specially appointed professor here at Tohoku University. And you can see some of the things we've been able to do as part of the program, either abroad or in Japan itself. I'm particularly proud of making it to the top of Mount Fuji with my friends several years ago. Some of the fun things you can do in Japan. But Tohoku University itself is located in the city of Sendai. This is in the northeast area of Japan, also known as the Tohoku area. We're about 1.5 hours from Tokyo by Shinkansen, so it's very easy to travel back and forth to the main hub in Japan. But we also have an international airport with direct flights to several cities in Japan and internationally as well. So it's an accessible city, very easy to get wherever you want to go, both in Japan and all over the world. Sendai city itself is a medium to large size city with a population of over 1 million people at last count. But we're known as the academic city because of our focus on education, not only at Tohoku University, but other high-level learning institutes in the city as well. And we're known as the city of trees because of our wide open spaces, really great vistas, a lot of natural parks in the area, a lot of footpaths, hiking, bicycle trails, and things of that nature. So it's a very spread out city, doesn't feel so cramped. It's a great place to live and get around in a natural environment. Tohoku University is spread out over the city of Sendai on 4 main campuses. We have Katehira campus in our main central area near Sendai Station, but there's also Kawauchi a little bit up the hill. That's where the Future Global Leadership Department is, many of our offices, and where I'm located now. Even farther, we have Aobayama campus. A lot of the research institutes are there and laboratories. And we also have Seirio campus, part of the Medical Institute in the northern part of the city. Even though these campuses are spread out, it's very easy to travel among them and make it to Sendai Station or anywhere else in the city because of our north-south and east-west subway lines. So it's very easy to travel anywhere within the city very, very quickly, no matter where you want to go, within about 10 minutes. And like I said, there's a lot of walking paths, bicycle paths, very pedestrian-friendly city, easy to get anywhere you want to go. The university itself has over 115 years of history and tradition. We were established in 1907 as the third imperial university in Japan, and we are one of the top 7 national universities in Japan today. Our university was founded on the principles of research first, having an open door policy, and the practice of oriented research and education. And these principles have really allowed us to maintain very good reputation in Japan and the world, as reflected by our QS World University rankings for 2022, where we placed 82nd in the world and 5th in Japan. We are a comprehensive research institute, so we have high placements in the science areas of material science, chemistry, and mechanical engineering, among many others. And Tohoku University has ranked #1 for 3 years running in the Times Higher Education Guide. So very good reputation, really a result of our strong focus on education and research. The university is split up amongst undergraduate and graduate schools. There are 10 faculties for undergraduates and 15 different graduate schools. There's many different topics for study here. No matter what you want to study, there is a degree for it at Tohoku University. There's about 18,000 students currently, 11,000 undergraduates and about 7,000 graduate students. But the number of academic staff is also quite high. So it's easy to approach your professor. Classes are relatively small. You can get one-on-one interaction there. We also have a very strong international representation. Over 2,000 international students attend the university now from over 86 different countries and areas from around the world. We have many attendees from the greater Asia area, but we also have students from Europe, the Americas, Oceania, Africa, the Middle East, anywhere you can imagine. So it's a very diverse learning environment, and that's really helpful for a well-rounded education. A lot of conversation among people with different backgrounds and different perspective on education and learning. Now I'll talk a little bit more about our programs for English. All the programs that I showed before for the graduate school, undergraduate school, you can see the 10 undergraduate faculties here. All of these can be taken in Japanese, of course. They all have dedicated Japanese programs. However, in 3 of these areas, in science, engineering, and agriculture, we've targeted for specialized undergraduate degree courses taught completely in English. The FGL programs were established specifically for overseas students. All those students in Japan can also take the entrance exam for this Future Global Leadership program. And as a result, new students will start their studies in October, which is a little bit different than the Japanese program, which typically starts in April. And this is to more closely align with the international education system. But as I said, we have 3 programs here. In chemistry, we have the Advanced Molecular Chemistry program. For engineering, we have the International Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering program. And for the agriculture area, we have the Applied Marine Biology program. And the number you see here is our target for students that can be admitted each year, but this is a soft guideline. It's not a hard limit. These programs are specifically designed to be taught in English. Everything we do in these programs is conducted in English. You don't need to know any Japanese. And we also offer a graduate degree course under the FGL program that's a little bit more comprehensive. a lot of the same details. You can find more information at the 2D barcode here, but also remember, come to our booth tomorrow and we'll be able to talk a lot more about the differences in these programs, how to apply for them, and other details. But just quickly before I conclude, the admission to the FGL undergraduate programs can be done online, completely in English. This opens up in January for the admission procedure. By February, the first stage screening is conducted. In March, the second stage examination will be conducted. And by April, the announcement of successful applicants is made and you can begin your admission procedures. For the next enrollment in 2023, check out the FGL homepage by following the 2D barcode here, and you can get a lot more information. And then finally, I'll just conclude with a picture of our current batch of students who are exploring Japan, taking their new courses, and experiencing everything Japan has to offer. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you all tomorrow at our booth. Thank you.
Thanks, Derek. I love that picture at the end. I think that shows just the diversity here in Japan. So yeah, nice finishing touches there. We are going to move on to the University of Tsukuba, please.
All right, thank you very much, Freddie. And let me start my presentation. My name is Mahdi Katsumata-Shah, and I represent the University of Tsukuba. So thanks very much, everybody, for joining us today. And I am just going to share my screen right away. Okay, so here we go. And hopefully you can see the screen. Okay. The University of Tsukuba is in the city of Tsukuba, and it is just about 45 minutes away from Tokyo by train. It is just about 60 minutes away from Narita International Airport, which is the main airport of Japan. It's right in the middle and on the east coast, near the east coast of Japan. So it's an ideal location to travel to different parts of Japan, I think. The town itself has a population of 250,000 people and growing, and it is a town full of research institutes because it is a science city, i.e. About 40 to 50% of the R&D budget of the government is being used in this little small town. So we have institutions such as JAXA, the Space Agency, or NIMS, the Material Sciences Research Institute, and so on. Our University of Tsukuba, is nestled right in the midst of all these research institutes, and there's a lot of exchange that happens, mobility exchanges between with these institutions, and I think that that's one of the unique selling points of this town and also this university. Also, the fact that it's in this small town full of trees and nature, it's really nice to run and sort of like have picnics and so on. And in the background, you have Mount Tsukuba. So it's this beautiful mountain that you can go to for a hike, or you can take the cable car and go to the top, and so on. The university has a long history. It's both young and old. Old in the sense that it was set up 150 years ago as a teachers' college, and then in the late 60s, the plans were hatched to move the university to the city of Tsukuba, and thus it became the University of Tsukuba. So that happened 50 years ago. So it's considered both young and old, has produced 3 Nobel laureates, and has its athletes have won over 133 Olympic and Paralympic medals. Our founder also founded judo, as in the sport, and he was also an international educator. He brought in 7,000 international students, sometimes using his own personal funds. Thus making Japan a study abroad destination, because at that time, especially around the turn of the Meiji era, or just around the turn of the century, most traffic was outbound, so there was no such concept of going to Japan to study. But I think he's one of the few people who made that happen, and we have carried on his legacy. We have over 2,500 international students from 116 countries and regions. We are a top 10 Japanese university and we share this position alongside these other fabulous universities. And our approach is both interdisciplinary, it's both wide-ranging and interdisciplinary at the same time. So, for example, this robot suit here called HAL is a multi-million-dollar company, actually, and the president of the company is a professor here at Tsukuba, and he created a product which is not just about robotics, but it's also about informatics, it's also about medical science, it's also about the insurance industry. And it has this company's offices all over the world and sells its products and services to different governments around and hospitals around the world. So this is an example of what Tsukuba is trying to achieve and has achieved. For our undergraduate students, our teaching philosophy is such where, of course, the essentials such as critical creative thinking, communication ability, those things are instilled, but we also emphasize data and information literacy. We also emphasize cooperative and autonomous attitude. Autonomous in the sense that, of course, you need leadership skills, as you all know, but you also need to know followership skills. Followership in the sense that you have to be a competent person to be able to provide the team with what they need. And when the time comes, you become a leader. So you need to have both aspects within you. So we often talk about that a lot. Also, mental and physical health, sense of humanity and ethics, which is what Dr. Jigoro Kano often talked about, our original founder. And our education is considered an integration of liberal arts and specialized education. We ask our students to take these mandatory subjects, but also ask them to drill deep into their chosen fields. Thus, we achieve both a wide range set of knowledge, instilling of knowledge, and also the application of the knowledge into a very specific area. I mentioned earlier that this is a comprehensive university. It's actually there are not that many comprehensive universities in Japan. We're one of them, and we have about 40+ degree programs taught in English. In terms of the undergraduate programs taught in English, this is the lineup, and I'm just going to quickly talk through them. This is the BPGI program, Bachelor's Program in Interdisciplinary Engineering Program, IDE program. And here we have the applications are running right now as I speak. So please consider this. This will end on December 16th, okay? And you might have a chance to win the MEX scholarship here. Also, the Life and Environmental Sciences program offers these 3 subjects: biological sciences, agrobio, and geosciences. We also have international social studies. So we have such as disciplines such as economics, law, sociology, and political science. And this is the general schedule. And also, apart from that, we have the Global Issues program taught in English. We have this program called Japan Expert, which is for people who have achieved N2 or N3 in terms of JLPT. So this is on a different track, starts in March of 23. And so it's a little bit later in the process. Yeah, admission requirements as such. I don't have much time left, so please check out our website and find out what the requirements are. Such supports are provided in English, Japanese language training, of course, on-campus housing, food courts, halal food cafeteria, and the cost is less than $4,500. And the monthly cost of living is much lower compared to a place like Tokyo. Also, there's scholarships and there's a tuition waiver system available as well. Okay, you can work up to 20 hours per week. So thus, we think that it's possible to envisage studying at Tsukuba from a financial standpoint as well. So please check out our website and please send us questions. There's a contact sheet there and so on. So I am going to stop here. And if you have any questions, please send us please send those questions our way. And I'm just now going to stop the presentation. By the way, we are going to be around, of course, tomorrow for individual consultations. So please come and visit us. I'm going to post the link now. Thanks very much. And back to you, Freddie.
Thanks, Muddy. That suit of the robot looks fantastic. If I could borrow that someday, that would be very nice. Yeah. We move from one fantastic school to another, and Clement is here from Osaka University, please.
Right. Thank you, Freddie. Can you see my slide?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Clemens. I'm originally from Indonesia. I've been living in Japan for 20 years now, and I'm now working for the Center for Global Initiatives at Osaka University. I'll introduce you to our university, and I'll focus more on the research that we have been doing in the university. Okay, so why can't I? All right, so Osaka, we are Osaka University, and we're located at Osaka, particularly at the northern part of Osaka. So Osaka is in the western Japan, is very closely located to Kyoto and Kobe and Nara. We have a long history. We kind of connect our roots to two Edo era schools. The first one is Kaitokudo. This is a school for merchants, and the second one is Tekijuku. It's a school for Dutch-based medicine, basically. In 1931, the Osaka Imperial University was established, and the name was changed to Osaka University in 1949. In 2007, we merged with the Osaka University of Foreign Studies. Now, this makes us quite a unique national university with integrated or comprehensive faculty of foreign studies that offers education in 25 or more languages. And we will be celebrating our 100th anniversary in 2031. We have three campuses. The first one is in Toyonaka. This is where our first year students take their general education classes. Second one is in Mino. This is a very new campus, so relocated in 2021, last year. This is mainly for our language and foreign studies students, and also some exchange students are here. Suita is our largest campus. This is where most of our research centers are located. We have two hospitals here, one general hospital and one dental hospital, and quite a lot of facilities for research. As of May this year, we have around 23,000 students, and about 15,000 of them are bachelors and 8,000 are for graduate students. We have about 2,500, almost 2,600 international students from 102 countries. Most of them are from Asia. We are a comprehensive university as Tsukuba and also Tohoku, and we have 11 undergraduate schools, 15 graduate schools, 25 research institutes, 4 libraries, 2 hospitals, and 4 research centers. We are ranked at 68, the latest ranking for QS University, World University Rankings. This is the list of our undergraduate schools, and you see here we cover quite a lot of range in science and also social science, natural science, medicine, dentistry, and everything else. 4 years for the normal undergraduate schools and 6 years for pharmaceutical science, medicine, and dentistry. 15 graduate schools here, 2 years for master and 2 years PhD, and there are some graduate schools that do not have undergraduate schools because they are like interdisciplinary ones that have combination of undergraduate schools kind of related to them. This slide shows some of our research centers and research institutes. So we are very research oriented, and I will try to introduce some of our leading centers that are doing state-of-the-art research. So this is our new, relatively new center that was established last year. This is Center for Infectious Disease Education and Research, or CIDER. And this was funded by a direct fund from the Nippon Foundation, so 23 billion yen over a period of 10 years. And it was founded last year as a world-class center for education and general research on infectious diseases. So it's kind of like a response that we have for the pandemic. Now, the unique part of this center is that it's not only focusing on research and education, but also tries to find ways to disseminate information to the public based on scientific data, of course. This is another of our leading research center, CISREC. So this is Symbiotic Intelligent Systems Research Center, and this is headed by Professor Ishiguro. So he's like the rock star of androids and robotics in Japan. So he and his team has built a lot of robots and androids, but one of probably the most famous one will be the replica of himself. So he's making robots that can actually mimic the way he expresses himself through facial expressions and so on. The team has also produced other robots like the Telenoid here. This is a minimalist robot that has been used in Japan in nursing care homes. Erika, this is quite famous several years ago, especially during the Aichi Banpaku. There are some other copies of, for example, this Rakugo actor with the copy, and some minimalist robots also. Now, this research center tries to understand how we can live with robots, so symbiosis basically, but not only between human and machine, but also human-human, human-machine, and machine-machine. This is our not the other center that we have, quantum information science and quantum biology. So led by Professor Kitagawa and Professor Fuji. This center houses 6 research groups, ranging from computing, algorithms, devices, communications and security, measurement and sensing, also quantum biology. So they're not only doing research on quantum algorithm, but they're also trying to apply the research that they're doing in solving problems in biology and also chemistry. This is one of our research centers. This is an institute of laser engineering. So we have the most powerful laser system in Japan called Keiko 12. We also have LFX. This is an ultra intense laser system with, I think this is a femtosecond and this is picosecond. I'm not sure which one is which. So a lot of people are doing research. For example, I know somebody who's trying to develop methods to do nuclear fusion. So this is like the holy grail of energy, I will say. We also have some supercomputers. We have 2 big supercomputers, not as big as some that you probably find in the United States, but they're quite good enough for the research involving simulations and AI development, machine learning and stuff like that. This is the current development that we are quite proud of. So we are selected very recently to host the Premium Research Institute for Human Metaverse Medicine, or PRIME, as the WPI Research Center. What is PRIME? So this basically tries to combine 2 fields, human organoid-based medicine and also information and data sciences, to create biodigital twins of humans, and in which we can study the progression of disease in each patient. It's very interesting development. We have 4 overseas centers, and we have 4 offices basically around the world. We have one in Groningen, one in Bangkok, one in Shanghai, and one in Berkeley in the US. Most students here study in Japanese, but we do have some English programs. For undergraduate program, we have 2 programs. The first one is Human Sciences. This is all English program. The second one is IUPS, or International Graduate Program in Science. This is a hybrid program. The first 1.5 years in English, later years in Japanese. For the graduate level, we have way more programs, which I will, of course, discuss more tomorrow, and you can come to our booth and ask questions about this. This is our undergraduate degree program admissions process, and I think I still have some time, right? So students here for undergraduate can be either a Japanese government sponsored students or privately funded international students. For this one, you have to apply through the embassy, and you have to go to Japanese embassy in your country and talk to them how you can apply to this program through this scholarship. If you are privately funded, meaning you are paying for your tuitions and living expenses by yourself, or if you are funded by any scholarships other than the Japanese government scholarship, then you are in this category. Now you have several options to enter our university. The first one is the normal one. So this is paper-based. You need to submit TOEFL, EJU, and you need to come to Osaka University for exam. And if you are accepted, then you can be enrolled directly into the university, into the faculty. Of course, this will be in Japanese. Second one is special entrance examination for international students living overseas, and this is done. Everything's done in online, and there are some requirements. You have to live outside Japan, but you have to know some Japanese, JLPT N1 or N2. N1 is recommended. If you are accepted, you will have to take 6 months of preparatory education, and if you pass this, you can enroll in the first year of undergraduate school. During this term, you will not be granted scholarship, but if you can pass this and can get into our undergraduate school, you will be granted some scholarship. The third and the fourth program are the degree programs in English, this human science, and this is the bilingual program, IUPS, which have their own unique or separate entrance admission procedures. Okay, so I'm not going to go into details on this one. We can talk more about this tomorrow. We have official social media accounts. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And also, like I said before, we'll be joining tomorrow's session in the afternoon. So please come and visit us, and I can try to answer some of your questions that you probably have. Right, so thank you so much, and that will be the end of my presentation. And back to you, Freddie.
Thanks, Clement. And yeah, it looks like the Terminator movie is coming to life. So we are moving on from Osaka to an American school in Tokyo. And Alexander Dudek will be talking about Lakeland University, Japan, please.
Yes, thank you, Freddie. And here you go. I'm already going to share the screen here. So yeah, my name is Alexander Dudek. I represent Lakeland University, Japan. So we are an American university here. Temple and us are basically the only ones. Maybe there might be some in the future. But anyways, we are a liberal arts university here in Japan. Liberal arts is not our major, obviously. It's just more of an educational philosophy. It's just, the first 2 years, you're going to be majoring and taking a lot of numerous courses in different fields. But then your third and fourth year is where we will go into our business administration major. So business is the main course for our Bachelor's of Arts degree here in Japan. We are, of course, located in Tokyo, in a small place called Ryogoku, so on the eastern part of Tokyo. And we were established in 1991. Our main campus is in Wisconsin. We also have a sister school in Virginia. We got about 300 students, a little bit more than that, but roughly. And we have two major programs. We have an English intensive program for students who aren't native English speakers, who can practice and get better with their English abilities, not just English, but for college purposes, as in note-taking, presentation skills, things like that. But our major purpose is for the undergraduate program, our bachelor's degree. And there's two different types of degrees you can get: the 2-year Associates of Arts degree and the Bachelor's of Arts degree, which is a 4-year degree in business. And there's 3 different emphases within that. We have a business administration with communications, international business, and hospitality management. And of course, we have multiple locations where you can go and study abroad, which is our Wisconsin campus and our Virginia campus. And if you want to continue doing other majors besides business, you can actually stay at Wisconsin or Virginia, because they offer 30+ majors in each location. So lots to choose from, which of course I won't go into detail here, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow during our presentations and our booth. But moving forward, delete that. Yep. So here we go, full accreditations. Let me go actually start. And yeah, hold on, there it is, slideshow. Yeah, there we go, sorry about that. And so we have a higher, full accreditation from HLC. When we have the 10-year accreditation, which is the highest you can get. We are also recognized by Ministry of Education here in Japan as a foreign university. And we can also, of course, sponsor student visas without a problem. So that's no issue for us as well. And the 4 major benefits, I'm just going to really breeze through this: personalized experience, convenience, international campus, and affordability. So 1, your personalized experience. We got small class sizes with a high level of engagement, meaning about 5 minimum to about 20 max per students per class, which gives you a lot of face time with your professors and with your current fellow classmates. They also have office hours. The professors have office hours outside of outside of their classroom for counseling, and you also get one academic advisor throughout your whole career here in Lakeland. So they can help you with registering for classes, or maybe even transfer options if you want to transfer to a different university, because a lot of the American university students actually do that. They actually transfer to other locations because of majors or just locations in general. They just want to switch. And a lot of strong support services as well. We have a learning center, which is basically a peer tutoring. Our student affairs team also supports the student government and club activities and whatnot, which I'll go right into on our slide 3. But the convenience of actually being in Japan and going to an American university at the same time. Now, with that being said, Japanese is not a requirement for us. English will be a requirement. So, but that's, for admissions purposes. I'll talk more about that later on. But, not many people can actually say they've studied at an American university while in Japan. So we're one of the, prime locations for that. Central locations for commuting. Obviously, we're in Tokyo, so you can access anywhere in Japan from, Tokyo itself. Shinjuku, the biggest station in the world, is only about 12 minutes away by train. So it's really close by. Great access to entertainment, food, activities, part-time work, internships. We offer a lot of part-time work on campus, internships as well, and something called a cooperative education, meaning that you can actually work on campus while you're a student, earn income, experience, and college credits at the same time, which is very rare and unique for us. Entertainment, obviously, you have Akihabara, the biggest, pop culture part of Japan. The electronic district, which is a walking distance away. Asakusa, which has a lot of temples and shrines. The old part of Tokyo called, the Shitamachi area. That's really walkable as well. And Ueno, which is like the central park of Japan. That's like 3 stops away. So lots of places to get access, not just of school, but, just cultural parts of Japan as well. And lots of museums around our campus location. We have the Edo Tokyo Museum. We have the Hokusai Museum. We have a Katana Sword Museum. Lots of places for you to just get access to, cultures of Japan. Moving forward, International Energetic Campus. Our enrollment has still been increasing pretty good for foreign students. A lot of international students actually like to come here because, they thought maybe Japanese was a little bit too difficult for them. But you can obviously everything's taught here in English. So if you're really familiar with English, then it might be a really good location for you. About 40% of our students are international students, and I would say more than half of them are American, but we have a lot of people from different parts of the world. So about 50 countries plus being represented here. Student government, which actually helps you get involved with extracurricular activities and also looks good on your resume. So also something you can get into because they also oversee club activities. We have many clubs such as our running club, our basketball club. We also have a fitness club. We have a hiking club. We also had a business club and a video gaming club. So lots of things to get involved in. And you can actually start your own clubs as well. So if you're interested in doing that, all you need is 5 members and 1 full-time faculty or staff member to do that. So you can get involved in many, many different things. Also lots of events going on around campus. We have one major event every semester from the school. We had Thanksgiving earlier. And there's also a field trip hosted by the student government. So lots of great stuff that you guys can get involved in besides studying. For affordability, so tuition and fees are set lower compared to a lot of, now I say private universities, not Japanese universities, but American universities. I know that American universities have this, stigma of being really expensive, and they are. I mean, American education is really, really expensive. But for us, being a private university, it's actually quite affordable. And common tuition is something that we also consider as well, meaning that if you go to the Wisconsin campus or Virginia campus, then your tuition costs will remain the same as the Japanese tuition costs. So lots of incentives for you to go out and study abroad, even if it's just for a semester or 2. And then you can just come back to us and finish your degree here too. If that's what you want to do, that's great. We accept U.S. financial aid and also military benefits. So the GI Bill is also applicable here. Educational loans such as the JASO loans is also acceptable here. So many, many ways to get funding for your tuition payments here in Japan. And it's a trimester system. So there's 3 semesters throughout the year, meaning that you can actually apply to any of these 3 semesters at any point in the year. It's a rolling admissions process. And the good thing about it is it's also most of it can be done online. So All you need to do is fill out an online application, then you can get in contact with me directly, and I'll be your online counselor throughout your whole application process. So yeah, and work opportunities as well. So we do have a career development center here who can, Bill, he's one of our alumni. He has connections with a lot of companies outside or in Japan, and he can help you with employment opportunities, resume building, all of that good stuff in Japanese, obviously. So that'd be a good way for you to, find work if you're interested in staying in Japan and working. All right. So four-year degree, I'm just going to skip this part. It's boring information, I'm sure. So undergraduate program for here is, of course, the business degree. So you can do your first 2 years with the associate's program. And then from your third and fourth year, that's when you would actually be going into the business field or to a different major that's offered at our Wisconsin and Virginia sister school. So here, just a recap. So we have small class sizes, personalized education, improving skills, not just for studying, but skills that can be used outside of school, especially in the work field, which is very, very important. Recognize liberal arts education and discover many other interests and majors and build networks because we do have a lot of international students. So I do have a video here, and I'll probably end it here because it's about 2 minutes. So if you don't mind, I will go ahead and play this. There's no volume on it? That sucks.
Yeah, no volume.
Okay, well, that's fine. Well, I can talk a little bit about it while we're doing it then. We're located right by Skytree, and that's, of course, Osaka right there. It's all within walking distance. And this artwork is actually donated to us by the Edo Tokyo Museum, which is like right next to us. That's about the old Ryogokubashi. And we have a drone going throughout the campus here, basically showing you what the layout of the place is. And as you can see, lots of glass, lots of good natural lighting coming in. This is our conference center, which I'm actually standing in right now, doing this presentation, and the video, that's me standing there doing that. So interesting. So these are some of our classrooms. All of our classrooms have a big CCTV monitor in it. So we also support a hybrid system. So if you are just, sick, obviously COVID's still a thing. So let's see if you do get COVID, or if you're still in overseas and you can't come to Japan, you can still take them online. This is our library right here. Really good stuff. We have just individual booths. We have tables and chairs. We got books, a lot of online resources, actually, since everything's mostly digital these days. So we share the same database. That's our media database with our main campus. This is our media center. So all of our computer-based courses are taught here. You can use these computers at any time, even after classes are done. This is our student cafe, lounging area here. The cafe is actually run by our students. It's part of our internship and student-run business program, which means that you can actually work on campus, get income, and get college credits at the same time. I know I'm a little bit over, so perhaps I should probably stop here, right, Freddie? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just pause that here. But as you can see, very energetic international campus. And I'll stop there. So I'll stop sharing the screen. But any information that you guys want regarding, just any more information regarding student-run businesses, internships, application processes, I'll be there tomorrow as well. And yeah, I'll return the floor back to Freddie. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, facility looked fantastic. And for those that are interested, Alex responds super quick. So yeah, any questions, just without him. We are moving on